extremely heavy underdog in this one, but I definitely still, in the most literal sense, have a chance. I will talk about this in the like present future tense, not the past, and like in the sense that I have, like there's some universe in which I win this. My probability of winning it is not literally zero. Like everything needs to go right for me to win this. The stars need to align, but I'm practice on the maps, practice on the settings. He's probably not going to try that hard. And, maybe 1 out of every 100 games, my build approximates a pro build. Maybe 1 out of every 10 games, my military encounters all go good. Maybe and at the same time, like 1 in every 10 games, he botches his build and all this stuff. And if everything lines up, I could win it. And I realize that is a very low probability event, but yeah, if I was going to play this such that if things did happen to work out right, that I would seize it. Things went wrong even in the draft, though, man. I tried to like suggest him to pick Banana Cove, but he insisted on looking at the maps himself and picking lanes. So there's 2 Arabia type maps in here, which is rough for me. And then he first picked Bohemians, which robs me of my usual Arabia pick, and also gives him like the top tier arena pick. So even before we played the first game, things were already not lining up. Yes,
Indeed,
but he. Yeah, real quick. Let me focus on finding the games real quick while I pause this analysis, if you can even call it that. Okay, so 2591650.
Yeah, guys, do apologize. I didn't think we'd actually make it to 3 sets, so I was not prepared with 3 sets. And now that I go to extract these from a zip file, everything is failing. So do apologize for the wait.
What software do you use to unzip it? I should actually just independently test this.
Whatever comes via standard Microsoft.
Okay, these should be the 3 games. There's like online unzipping tools which I've used that work fine. I should test this though to see if it is a problem with the archive or if it's just you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, prior to the drafts, I suppose I casually estimated my probability to be 1 in 10,000 to win the set, which, I mean, I've played like a few over 1,000 games on DE. That means if I played every single game that I've ever played on DE 10 times over, you take my single best performance from across all of those, that combined with my superior map knowledge should be enough, right? Like my best out of 10,000 should be pretty damn good. Like I know how to do everything. Like just there's less luck in this game than there is even in like chess or something like that. But I don't know, man. My situation here is also not unique. There's like at least a dozen other players in this tournament who are facing similar odds. We saw Tech Chariot pull out a win against a 500 ELO superior opponent. And like truthfully, if I can get even a single game win in this, it would feel to me like winning the set. If I won the set, I would just praise Jesus all day or something. That would literally be a miracle, like on par with winning the lottery,
Yeah, would definitely be very, very happy for you if it was to be the case. We'll find out here shortly. Looks like the games are finally transferring over, so just another minute or so and we'll be loaded in here. And I do have them, so we are good to go. Let's get this loaded up, and then I'll share it with Jabari here in a second.
Yep.
And we'll be underway.
Yep, and he did do me the solid of letting me play on the US East server. So I probably had like 100 ping advantage on him, which definitely helps with, the various things that I need to line up. Having the fights go my way is actually possible, I think, with that ping advantage. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this one plays out.
Indeed. You should be getting this picture here, Jabari. and we're underway, guys. Jabari will have Britons here, and we'll have Mongols for FreakinAndy. And it looks like some fun conversation between you two already.
Yeah,
But
I think he's disappointed to not have the additional line of sight on his scout. Rightfully so. Yep. And immediately assessing the maps, I'm looking at FreakinAndy's here. It's a pretty damn solid map. Main gold in the back, decently wallable, nicely placed in the corner. I mean, it's not the most wallable, actually. It's pretty tough on the front. Huge open space, actually. The total number of wall tiles he'd need to do a full wall is tremendous, but he could also wall to the TC pretty easily.
yeah,
So,
indeed.
Your map, not the best for...
Your map not looking terrible either. It's pretty solid. Gold is a little bit more forward for you, but stones will be very safe in the back.
Indeed, but I'm just so disappointed that I didn't get Bohemians, so I'm not able to try the strategy, which has been by far my most successful strategy on Arabia type maps, like stone walls for defense, plus a giant archer mass, which becomes crossbows with chemistry for offense, keeps me safe at home, competitive, able to do damage. With Britons, I just don't have quite that same confidence in the military's potency. Like with Bohemians, if I can get up to 20 archers with chemistry, I feel like they can fight against literally any other early Castle Age army in the game. Without that chemistry, even with the Britons' range, I don't feel the same way. And also against such a higher rated player, I feel like the investment into full walling than stone walling would be just an automatic throw. So I actually decided to not go for the full wall into stone wall, especially given my map. Guess just hoping that a lighter defense would do just as well, because, yeah, man, I need to dedicate more resources towards offense. I don't know, dude. I mean, I've said it for other players, man, like, when you're in a deficit or in some situations, man, it's possible that every play is a losing play, and you just got to commit to something. And, yeah.
Indeed. Jabari has always been known for being aggressive here with the monkey, but, the quick wall, though, comes in here. Jabari will break it, though, and will get his kill. Must be very pleased. Jabari also helping out a little bit with the location of the boar, potentially, telling him there are two on the map. Jabari almost gets a second vill.
Yeah, that would have been nice, but ultimately I'm not displeased with that. Trading the monkey for a vill, it's acceptable. I sent my monkey forward after already scouting everything of importance, so I'm, not missing it as a scout. I will, of course, miss it as a military unit. But honestly, when you're competing, like when I'm attempting to compete with a pro, a one villager eco difference is probably more substantial than a monkey as military help.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, FreakinAndy, it was like top 50 whenever he signed up. I think he's probably still in that same range. Which is always going to be difficult. Jabari is going to drop a mill back here to increase his food economy, which is going to help out quite a bit. Double mill here will be interesting, and a forward villager. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not actually going forward. It's like a misclicked gather point. I think I was still, at this point, I was possibly still contemplating some sort of wall. I guess I'm kind of thinking to wall to the TC. I'm being a bit indecisive here. I mean, I'm truthfully just going for two ranges. If I can get two ranges pumping archers and get lucky with the fights, I think I've got a chance or something. I'm sure that there's so much more nuance and finesse to how FreakinAndy is going to play this, but that's basically my thinking here.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see how it works out. FreakinAndy already has the barracks up. He's already on his way to the next stage. pushed in all of his hunt. I guess only 2 of his hunt. Found the deer finally, but still, Mongols likely going into the scouts here would make a lot of sense. And you're on your way to feudal age as well here, like you said, potentially going into archers with 3 on. I guess it's going to be 3 on gold here and 1 moving to the tree. Food economy is looking pretty good, taking those deer still out back, and you've actually pulled all of your vills from your berries at this point.
Yep. I mean, my builds are still not polished. Even the 1 Arabia build I do, the 2 range archers, is far from polished. And yeah, I click up to feudal. I realize I got to get a ton more on wood to have a chance of approximating 2 range full archer production off the bat. And yeah, essentially abandon berries, move to stragglers for it.
Yep, and FreakinAndy is going to go with the scouts play here. Going to be interestingly timed here. Hopefully this wood line is, well, it looks pretty good, but never know with these hills anymore. And vills are here waiting to drop down those archery ranges.
Yep. And at this point, things are basically going according to planish. I do have a Vill lead. I am going into the military that I know how to win with. I know how to defend monkeys. If there's one thing that I'm superior to FreakinAndy with, it's calculating how fights will go with monkeys.
Enough practice, anyways. He's at a very large disadvantage, but that may be his only disadvantage in the game. So we'll see what happens here. You are still maintaining that 1 villager advantage here, which is really nice as well.
Yep, and again, I mean, I know the spear fights well against the monkey. The monkey's a beast versus pierce armor, but it has low HP and low melee armor if that's what it comes to. Yeah, spear defense instead of full walls. It's my first time doing this all tournament. Actually, literally, in all the games in the mid-bracket, no one ever breached my walls. My main base never took damage.
Yep.
But
true.
Spear defense versus pure scouts isn't the worst. Honestly, it kind of feels like FreakinAndy is under microing a bit. I feel like tryhards, even at 16, 17 elo, will sometimes just be an absolute nightmare. Like, it's possible to dodge literally every single spear hit, and he's taking hits. I assume that he's also capable of essentially dodging every hit, but he's just choosing to relax. I think it was like 2 a.m. or something in his time. And I guess until I make him, until I convince him that he needs to play up to his full level, he's just going to play as hard as he thinks he needs to win. And taking a few spear hits on the scouts, he calculates is an affordable loss. And yeah, as he gets in.
Yeah, things are looking to be heating up here. Scout numbers are getting up there. There was a little bit of that micro, and now the villagers are all at risk here. Another spear or 2 on their way over, and looks like he's not going to commit to this just yet. Sees the spears and will move on. Did take all the deer. More scouts coming in as your Jabari is trying to send, was this 5-6 archers forward. Gold vills all in danger now, though.
The tower house, man. I mean, at this point, I kind of assumed that my stone would either be spent on a tower or selling at the market. Using it for TCs seemed unlikely. And the tower kind of just guarantees my survivability a bit more.
Yeah, and you're getting good trades here with the spearmen, defending it quite decently here. Archers are forward. A little quick wall, though, will prevent you from entering the base. And we have bloodlines coming in for FreakinAndy, who has quite a few scouts on the field, but has lost a lot here in the last few minutes. All in all, FreakinAndy does have quite the villager advantage here at this point. There are some exposed vills on the berries.
Yeah, my TC time is just tremendous, man. I guess it reminds me of the set that we just saw with Xanosaurus. I haven't really taken huge vill losses, but he's pushed me off berries and everything.
Yeah, this is a nice
And
move to dive under the TC, though. Probably wasn't expecting you to do this. And you're going to end up being rewarded with 1 Vil kill at the very least, which is quite good. And the scouts are all coming home here to try to address this, and all in all, take some pressure off your base.
yeah, I mean, the game feels okayish from my perspective at this point. I've produced the general military I want. I haven't taken huge Vil losses. I've done some counter damage, but capture age tells the tale. I have 6 or 7 Vils of self-inflicted damage in the idle TC time. If you see a game of pro versus pro, 6 Vil losses in the feudal age spells a victory like 95% of the time. In a huge mismatch like this, realistically, I have lost the game. But, man, it's not literally 0% chance. He could always do some crazy throw. I mean, I was honestly thinking of everything. You said we were chatting a lot at the start of the game. That actually, I was happy to see that, because I think that chatting increases the chances of him accidentally deleting his TC. And I was literally factoring in low probability events like that. Things like him happening to be really drunk this night. He would have to be blackout drunk for that to come into play, though. I need an incredibly rare low probability event to occur for me to win, just straight up.
Yeah, Castle Age is on the way here, and you are far from it. And getting more and more economy onto food is going to be necessary, as the villagers exposed here will be taking at least 1 Vil down here, but this is going to cost him quite a bit of HP and scout losses. But more Vils on their way forward here for FreakinAndy. Things are looking to get tough for you to defend here in the short term now.
For sure.
Ooh,
as he's waiting. They got in, but then there's a rewall behind. And I'm sure that if I were to hang long enough to break the wall, it would get rewalled again, or my archers would get trapped or something. So I retreat them. I'm thinking my only chance at this point is to take incredibly good fights with crossbows in the next age. I mean, one of the good things about archers is that they can inflict damage without taking any damage, hypothetically. So long as I have huge archer numbers, there's just at least a theoretical chance that I can take such good fights to be competitive. As, yeah, he hits Castle Age before I even click. I start idling to get up. Yeah, it's very deeply GG at this point. It's kind of just an exercise or something for fun. I guess I actually haven't fully given up at this point, but I don't know. It's a weird psychological state. I mean, it's honestly not that different of a headspace as when the match or when this game started. Even though I'm essentially GG, I'm actually feeling like I'm probably better off at this point than I thought I was going to be.
Yeah, and I mean, when would you get to play a top 100 player? At the very least, you can mark that off the bucket list.
Yeah. But as I'm going to click up, man, once the Mangonel and Knights are already hitting me. Yeah, a little box formation flex there.
Yeah, and this is just really showing the difference here in Elo and how clean the builds can be when the pressure is not on you. Makes it all the more difficult to deal with here. And like you said, self-inflicted wounds, but you were just trying to save your already existing economy. And
yep. Yeah, man. And honestly, I would have loved to wait for crossbow and try to just micro crossbows against him, but I am still in my head I'm playing to win, and I'm thinking I just need some, if I can erase his army with some miracle feudal micro, then my economy's not so devastated. So yeah, I just go for one last fight, and that's the GG.
Yep, GG indeed. Definitely hard to keep up with that, but well played, well played. Jabari goes down here in game number 1, and FreakinAndy takes the lead here.
Yep. Official new played Sito. How'd that go, bro? Yeah.
Probably as well as you would expect, I'd imagine.
You know, maybe, but truthfully, if the players are playing, there is a game, and it could go either way. Like me and Official Noob, we know we're doing the things. Oh, it was 4v4, yeah. We're moving our fingers in the way that they could hypothetically win. It might take 10,000 tries, it might take 100,000 tries, but maybe it's this one, you know?
Indeed,
As
indeed.
as we go into Arena, honestly, dude, as I was saying, my real goal, the thing that I was feeling was approximately like possible, was to win a game, and this arena game was supposed to be that game, man.
All
Um,
right, well, let's dive in here. Game is up here, guys. We're gonna see how Jabari fares against FreakinAndy on Monkey Arena.
yeah,
Turks versus Bohemians.
yeah. So disappointed that he chose a top tier Civ here. Like I said, like one of the stars that needed to align was for him to not try, basically. And the fact that he was trying when we drafted Civs just makes me so sad. But you know, man, uh, I did actually practice my build here. I think my odds of having my build approximate a pro build is like not that low. And if he screws up and the strategic decisions fall my way, I should be able to take an advantage, man. Arena is a simplified game. As we've seen throughout this tournament, Arena is where upsets happen.
Yeah, yeah, it is indeed. Let's do a monkey fight. Interesting, interesting. He's having fun with the monkey situation. We'll see how this works out for him if the monkey fight comes to go deal with this. But I have a feeling it's not going to. Jabari pushing deer.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to just fight monkeys like that. I mean, I don't know. I need to use my monkey for what it's meant for, and yeah, for some reason, just taking a fight that did not feel like the correct thing.
Indeed, indeed. But nonetheless, we will see how things go here. Jabari has had some promising showings on Arena, and had some crazy sets come to this one here. Like you were mentioning earlier, the one big upset that we did have was actually involving Arena. So we'll see how this works out. And Jabari lets the monkey in.
Yep, this is definitely a case of him. He deliberately let this in, of course. This is not a mistake. This is a case of him playing incredibly loose. Everyone knows it's stupid to bring your scout into the base. It will just outright lose a fight once Vils get in the mix. As I'd like to believe that quick gate forced his monkey into my TC. I'm not sure.
I would
But
definitely say that it did. Although
alright.
he tried to kill a sheep in revenge, and it didn't work out so well for him either. So, nonetheless, he will be without his monkey. He did not push his sheep in, so that spells a good thing for you. See if that turns out to be some sort of a changing of momentum here in this set.
And at this moment, man, I'm up a scout. He's behind 9 seconds in idle time. Forgetting who we are and just assessing the game, I am ahead, man.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Interesting. He didn't even find a few of his hurtables as well, so he's definitely playing loose.
Indeed. Yeah. I mean, the dynamics of this kind of thing are such that he knows that even if he loses this game, the set is essentially locked down. But at the same time, I'm sure he would prefer to not drop a game to a 1500 player.
Of course, of course. So we'll see what occurs of it here, but Jabari is ahead. We do have Bohemian player here, FreakinAndy, going to stone nice and early here. So potentially seeing that play effect moving into the next age. Bohemians, man, the fact that they have these mining upgrades for free is just so good. It's not even fair, I feel. But we'll see
Agreed,
how this works
man.
out, man. see how it works out. Jabari is preparing for some sort of a forward with these house walls already, and Jabari on his way to stone, which isn't really too surprising. We have seen Jabari go for Janissaries and forward castles, so...
The internal wall is just some arena hygiene. If you're going to build houses anyways, you might as well have a back layer of walls. It makes you, of course, stronger in the event that your outer wall is breached. And stone, man, especially on Clown Arena, I just love to take the stone early. For almost every civ and every build, I'd like to be able to build a castle. As Turks, I'm explicitly looking to castle drop here. My plan is 24 vills up into a castle drop.
Yep, you have a ton of vills queued right now, but I'm guessing you're going to drop out a couple of those. There we go. Food is there. We'll be clicking up behind this vill.
And at this point, my build is going according to plan. Nice and practiced, basically.
Yeah, but FreakinAndy is coming forward here with 5 villagers. At this point, it can only be towers, I would say.
Anything else would be trolly. Towers is kind of the new meta, I feel. I see it so often, and indeed it is towers. I see it. He builds it one tile away, leaving space to wall it up. Builds an outpost next to it, an interesting thing that I've never considered before. I move more vills to stone because my base is actually very nice to get trushed. The trushing player hopes that they can impact your build by denying berries, ideally denying stone, possibly even denying 1 or 2 of your golds. In this case, it's just a secondary gold that's denied. Berries are ultra safe. Stone is quasi-safe, and I already have enough in the bank. So I'm actually feeling like I'm decently safe versus this trush.
Yep, eco behind this obviously going to be very streamlined towards food and wood at this point. Probably shifting on to stone here. Yep, it looks like he is now as he's going to be getting prepared to drop more towers. Loom coming in immediately, but Jabari will drop a market, rush it down. Blacksmith behind this, still going for that fast castle behind the trush that has come in.
Yep, in my experience, when I'm doing this and I get trushed, if I can just get up the castle in the time that I wanted to, rather than building a forward castle, build it at home to stop the trush, it works out pretty well. As I see him tower crawling in here, though, I try to go for my own to stop the crawl. Timing's a little miscalculated. I was kind of hoping I could possibly even deny his, but that ain't gonna happen here, as his actually goes up first.
Yep, but that said, this will help prevent this from going too much farther forward, as he will need to garrison this tower and keep it garrisoned for now. He will drop another one over here, but you have clicked the castle age, and behind this, looking to keep villagers on stone here.
And I will say his towers are very well placed, man. Especially as he gets the fletching and other upgrades, they will just perfectly mine my stone. They're mutually defensive. He's only dedicating 5 vills to this trush. It is a very nice trush, man. Anybody who's looking for a good trush build might want to check this rack. But at the same time, maybe not. Maybe this is just some improvised stuff that he's doing against 1500, you know?
I don't know. It seems pretty good. He does have only 15 seconds vital TC time behind this. He is disrupting your build. And he is trying to take you off of stone.
Yeah, I'd say he's minimally disrupting the build, though, man. Overall, my vills have kept working. I've been able to collect sufficient stone that I will still be able to drop this tower. I feel like trying to wall in these vills here is some cute shit that he wouldn't try against a higher-rated player. He's walling in 4 vills with, 8 of mine or something. This, I don't even understand how this could work. His vills are just outnumbered in that death pen, and it doesn't work out. But at this point, I'm sure he's feeling supremely confident, as this little mini wall he just went for here, I've never seen this before in my life. And it's only in watching the wreck back that I realized that, yeah, his mini wall, I think, was done to prevent me from building my castle farther forward. Because in order to build it any farther forward, I would have needed to attack and take down all these mini walls. I guess I could have shift-clicked and taken them all down quite quickly. But man, when you're seeing something for the first time, like castle foundation blocking with walls, you don't think of that, and I just build the castle probably farther back than it should be.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you should be able to take out at least one of these towers. The other one that isn't even walled in. This is cute as well. We have a market next to your market, so he even completed that market. Does have one at home as well, so that was probably a bit of a mistake for him to complete that. But nonetheless, you are up with your castle here. You still have your base all together. You have lost 0 vills and killed 2 of his. And you're in the castle age. He is in feudal.
Yep, I'm thinking I'm all right here. Normally, in this situation, I would find that my castle kind of like pushed back his towers, and I would go for some Janissary petards to try and do some damage while I'm castle and they're feudal. But in this case, for some reason, I mean, it's not for some reason. Against Bohemians, I guess I fear monks. I assume he's going monks. And yeah, I guess I'm thinking the most important military for me to field is going to be light cav, then hussar. I'm also thinking relics, man. I play enough arena that's just reflex to get the monastery up.
Yeah, relics pretty favorable towards FreakinAndy's side as well. Castle Age is on its way in though for FreakinAndy, and we'll see what he has to follow this up with.
Yep. Yeah, watching this back, I mean, I guess I needed to try to end this very early. Bohemians kind of wreck Turks if the game goes long. The higher rated player wrecks the lower rated player if it goes long. I mean, in a second here, I know. Yeah, he trade cart. He has double market. Yeah. Talk about a flex, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely one right there. He's going to steal 12 gold away, but ultimately that was a large investment. So this is potentially a good thing for you, that he's willing to try to flex in such a manner that actually hurts him a little bit there. But yeah, he still has the economic advantage here, and has now reached the castle age. Idle TC time obviously being a bit of an issue here for you in comparison, but against a player of this caliber, it's going to be difficult to do a whole lot up against him.
And a Mangonel would have been a better choice than Rams. Mangonel is vulnerable to these forward vills, but again, I misread the game. I thought he was going for monks. I went 2 TCs to try and support cavalry. I went for a Ram to try and clear up these towers. Ultimately, the Ram, the TC, and the cavalry, I think, are all bad decisions, as he's going for a castle drop into fast imp, which is actually the strategy I wanted to pull. As Turks, if I had just committed to my own fast imp into fast bombard cannons, I think I could have defended this well, but he is gearing up for a much faster imp than me, which will be tough to defend, to say the least.
Yeah, his economy is looking solid behind this, and he will have the castle up. Food will come in here, and he's clicked up to Imperial Age. We'll have about a 26-minute imp, which is quite impressive given the drush and all of the investment forward he had there as well. Monastery behind this. He will be collecting relics. You, Jabari, have gotten 1 relic in. But yeah, Imperial Age getting closer, but still a ways away.
Yep. And yeah, I guess I realized the dynamics now. If you see, I stopped Vil production. I am trying for my own imp. I did miss his imp click, but I've played enough arena games to know that a faster imp time here is critical. Um, yeah, but you see, I'm getting a monk pick with my monkey right here, as I'm also getting a relic to the top right. Yep, boom and boom. The small victories, but at the same time, if he's making trade carts and stuff, I'm sure that he's just relaxing and stuff.
Indeed, indeed. He will be getting university up, so he would actually be later to bombard cannons than you. Still might be, actually. But that forward position going to be hard to push no matter what here. And funnily enough, he's actually shooting down the market that he's trading with. 3 relics, though, honestly, really great for you to be able to pull off a 3 relic heist here, given the situation that you are finding yourself in. And Imperial Age is only going to be about 2 minutes behind.
Yep. I mean, if we were evenly matched players and this was the game state, I would not say that the Turk player is absolutely dead. I should hypothetically be able to repair my castle long enough to get into a proper bombard cannon Treb war. He'll definitely have an advantage being up faster. Losing my market there hurts quite a bit, especially since I'm off stone. My ability to repair the castle is greatly diminished. Continuing to invest into Hussar is possibly a mistake. I mean, I get free Hussar with +1 Pierce armor against a player who's inclined, or a Civ that's inclined to go monks. But he ain't bringing monks as his main military force, so Hussar is actually quite a bad choice.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be spears. If I had to guess, it's going to be spears, trebs, and going into bombard cannons as chemistry completes. Will be difficult to defend, to say the least here. And behind this, still he has the economic advantage. We'll actually be adding archery ranges.
Yeah, he's doing a fast imp play, man. He's doing
Gunpowder,
hand cannon, bombard cannon, and truthfully, like, if I'm able to get out multiple bombard cannons and can have some good exchanges with the micro, things could be equalized. Unfortunately, I'm never able to get artillery as my castle goes down young here. He micros his cannon meticulously, man. I'm pretty sure I don't land a shot on it.
Yeah, it will be difficult, especially if he is accustomed to microing this. You did run out of the stone there. It did build the market to keep it up as long as possible, and actually one of his trebs takes out your bombard cannon.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed that. I was just focusing on his cannon, and I just looked back, and my one cannon, my one unit capable of winning this game for me goes down. The second one comes out, but he already has his own. He has multiple trebs. My useful military production buildings here are a single siege workshop that's about to go down, and a stable which can't do much. I contemplated whether or not I should rebuild houses to continue fighting. I saw his hand cannons and stuff. And overall, I was pleased with the game. I was pleased with my play despite the loss. This set was definitely one of the most decisive losses we've seen.
Again, though, massive elo difference. So we're going to see that a lot in the first couple rounds here. I don't expect things to really balance out until like the next round, and even still, it will be quite the difference for some players. All in all, hanging in here, getting to play with one of the top 100 players in the world. It's pretty cool, and hope you enjoyed.
For sure, man. And Arena, like other players going forward who are looking at huge mismatches, I think they really should pick Arena. Because, like, as much as I lost this badly, I feel like if I had made the correct strategic decisions, namely, I mean, I could have done the tower and castle placement a little different to push him off. If I had gone for a Mangonel to push back his towers, plus a pretty pure fast imp myself, I think I would have been competitive into a late phase of the game.
which is not something I would expect to be able to have as even a possibility on almost any other map.
Yeah, for sure, indeed, guys. GG's. We're gonna say farewell to Jabari in the bracket here. He will be along for the rest of the casting and whatnot, though, I'm sure. But we have to say goodbye to him in the only way we know how, guys.